Zinedine Zidane's managerial career is at stake after a poor start to the second half of the 2020-21 campaign. The news of Zidane's dismissal continued to adorn the newspapers ever since the Spanish outfit were eliminated from Copa del Rey and the Supercopa de Espana in January. Los Blancos' 2-1 defeat against Levante at Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano last week, a result that came hot on the heels of their exit in the Spanish Cup and Spanish Super Cup against third-tier club Alcoyano and Athletic Bilbao, respectively. After a disappointing end to January 2021, which saw Real draw 1, win 2 and lose 3 matches, reports had started to emerge that Los Blancos are willing to part with Zidane if the Frenchman can't arrest the club's slump. The 48-year-old manager has been under immense pressure after the Madrid-based club lost their place atop the league table to arch-rivals Atletico, coupled with their failure to progress further into the domestic cup competitions. According to various reports, Los Blancos have reportedly finalized on 2 potential candidates to replace him at the helm, Massimiliano Allegri and Julian Nagelsmann. Allegri has been without a job after leaving Juventus in the summer of 2019. The former Cagliari manager is a serial winner who's conquered the Italian league 6 times during his managerial career. The 53-year-old is said to have a good relationship with Real president Florentino Perez, having already discussed a potential move to Madrid in 2018, which of course didn't happen. Allegri has often been referred to as a defensive coach. However, the Italian tactician prefers playing fast-flowing counter-attacking football in his preferred 4-3-3 formation. The former AC Milan coach has also shown success in Europe by reaching the Champions League final twice with Juventus. However, the Bianconeri failed to win either of the finals as they succumbed to Barcelona and Real respectively. Thomas Tuchel and Mauricio Pochettino were believed to be of interest to Perez, but the pair's recent moves to Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain respectively have left Allegri as the frontrunner to replace Zidane. Nagelsmann, on the other hand, is one of the hottest properties in Europe at the moment. The 33-year-old German coach, who's under contract until the summer of 2023, has won over a lot of fans in the Bundesliga with his brand of football at RB Leipzig. The former Hoffenheim coach has been a resounding success at Leipzig, taking the German club to the semi-finals of the Champions League last year and playing some tactically advanced football in the process. Nagelsmann has reportedly admitted to being flattered by links with Real, but it doesn't look like the German tactician will leave Leipzig before the summer. But conversely, Allegri could come to Madrid as a more viable short-term solution. Zidane had a dream start to his managerial career at the Santiago Bernabeu in 2016. In his first term, the former World Cup winner immediately presented the Spanish outfit with 9 trophies, including 3 Champions League titles that were won in a row. After a successful spell with Los Blancos, he decided to resign in the summer of 2018. However, just a year later, the legendary Frenchman was recalled by Real to replace Santiago Solari. Unfortunately, the Frenchman couldn't live up to his expectations during a second stint at Madrid despite winning the league title and Super Cup, with Real looking increasingly weak and vulnerable in Europe despite spending big on star players. Real were eliminated by Man City in the round of 16 in a season which saw them spend over 400 million euros for players like Eden Hazard, Luka Jovic, Eder Militao, Ferland Mendy, Rodrigo and Rainier. So one of the main reasons why the media is blaming Zidane behind Real's rather dismal form is because he's been unable to take the club forward despite signing players of his choice. But certain players didn't live up to expectations, leaving the coach with no other option but to loan them out. The French coach loaned out Jovic in the winter transfer window to the Bundesliga club Eintracht Frankfurt until the end of the season, after the 23-year-old striker failed to break into the first team on a regular basis. However, the Serbian international has been proving his doubters wrong after scoring 2 goals on his debut against Schalke, despite coming on as a sub with only 30 minutes left to play on the clock. Brahim Diaz is another player who was loaned out last year after not getting enough game time. The 21-year-old managed just 6 starts after joining from City in January 2019. The promising attacker, who became one of the most expensive teenagers in the history of the club, joined AC Milan on a 1-year loan spell. Zidane's second term in charge was also fraught with off-the-field issues, with the locker room situation on top of the list. A number of media outlets have reported that he couldn't develop a good relationship with a number of players like Martin Ødegaard, Isco and Eder Militao. Jovic, Ødegaard and Vinicius Jr. have all fallen prey to his favoritism approach, which benefits the senior players. The 48-year-old needs to address the situation with these players, or else he'll be seeing a similar scenario which saw Madrid's forgotten stars such as Gareth Bale and James Rodriguez ending up in the Premier League. One of the things that made Zidane annoying for some Madrid fans is his unwillingness to admit to Real's weaknesses.
nosotros tenemos el derecho a pelear, por lo menos. Dejarnos pelear esta plantilla, lo que ganaron la Liga el año pasado. No hace 10 años, el año pasado.
The Frenchman rarely admits when his team is playing poorly. Most recently, he didn't admit a defeat against Athletic Bilbao because his players were not good enough. This is not a failure. Failure if you don't try everything on the pitch. Living like that, you can't always win, Zidane said. The statement that Real is dependent on Cristiano Ronaldo is too true to be neglected. Madrid seem to have lost their way since the Portuguese megastar left for Juventus. Real are no longer a dominant force like the previous seasons, and this indirectly shows how far this team has come after losing such a talismanic striker in Ronaldo. Zidane will always be remembered as a hero following his remarkable services for the Spanish outfit as both a player and a manager. He also became an idol figure for many Los Blancos supporters, but unfortunately, Zidane has sort of become public enemy number one in this second stint as a manager. This can be seen by a large number of negative comments Madrid fans have posted on social media about the coach's performance. It's simply unacceptable for the fans to remain patient after seeing their club not dominating teams in Spain and beyond. In the run-up to the league encounter against Huesca, Zidane was quizzed by journalists about his future, to which the French coach angrily reacted, asking for respect from the media, and reiterated that he's not considering resigning despite a series of bad results. The Ballon d'Or winner, who had only recently returned from an infection, was very upset by the criticism received in recent weeks and has passionately defended the squad that last season managed to win the La Liga title. The current situation of his team might not be the best, but in his opinion, the treatment he and Real receive has not been fair at all. I'm not happy with being asked after playing a bad game because I don't deserve that treatment from the press. Last year we won the league. I hope a little respect. I always assume my responsibility, and if the results do not arrive, I'm the first to understand the criticism, said Zidane before suggesting that in summer there could be changes. Every day at home I'm hearing that I'm out. You know it because you're the first to be saying it. So, what are you saying? That I'm defensive when every day I'm hearing that I'm out? I defend the right for myself and the players to be left to work. We are going to keep fighting. Of course, I defend myself. We deserve that. We won the league last year. Us, Real Madrid. So, we have earned the right to fight for our league this year, the former Bordeaux player said. Zidane has acknowledged the ongoing season as irregular with respect to performances, results and expectations, but asked the fans not to lose hope as they're still in the hunt to add 2 titles until the end of the season. The Madrid-based club have won only one of their last 5 games they've played and recently said goodbye to their chances of winning 2 titles by losing out in the semi-finals of the domestic cup competitions. Currently, Real are 7 points adrift of leaders Atletico Madrid on the league table, with the latter still having 2 games in hand. Real face the plucky Italians Atalanta in their Champions League last 16 tie later this month, with the first leg set to be played at the Bernabeu. The Frenchman's anger in the pre-match press conference on Friday served as a wake-up call to his team, who won their next game against Huesca. They went a goal down but fought their way back to a 2-1 win at Estadio El Alcoraz. I'm very happy with our performance, and not just with the win, but because of how we fought and the character we showed. The team is going to keep fighting. We're never going to give in, not at all. We know that we have to stand up tall and keep going until the end. We're second in the league and we want more, Zidane said. It certainly helps that Zidane has been a Real Madrid Galactico who's won everything in football as a player. But Zidane, who led Real to La Liga glory last season as Los Blancos dethroned bitter rivals Barcelona, seems worthy of being fired as a manager, because it's not just about recent results, it's more about the manner in which the team is playing. The pressure has started to mount for Zidane as Real are set to face a string of worthy opponents over the next few weeks. The 48-year-old's days at the Santiago Bernabeu may well be numbered if poor results and man management skills continue to follow.